How you guys doing? This is Lord Thaddeus Cray. Now, what's this one going to be about? This one's going to be a little different. It's not going to be about a cryptid or my usual stuff, but it is going to be on the paranormal side. This has to do with the Cherokee Nation and a legend of theirs, which has been around probably since their conception. You have to understand something. This is something I know. And what I do know is very simple. When it comes to population, the indigenous people of this country, the Cherokee have pretty strong numbers, and their blood runs strong, even to this day. That's what I do know. I'm just going to leave it at that. So, this legend here is going to be a little different, but also a lot of people might know about it. I'm talking about the Raven Mocker. This was kind of something I promised I was going to do, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm a man of my word. Just leave it at that, where I can be. Now, what's this creature? Well, it's actually a person. The Raven Mocker is a very powerful, dark, evil being. They are a witch of some sort, which practices very bad medicine. They are supposedly able to take different forms, very similar to that of the Skinwalker of Navajo legends. Leave it at that. But this is a little bit different. You have to understand something. When it comes to dark magic and dark intent, it requires sacrifice. And that's where this comes in. The Raven Mocker seems to seek to torment those who are weak, possibly dying, to make their last moments hell on earth. Supposedly, they cannot be seen by the naked eye. They're completely unable to be seen. And also, a very strong medicine individual, like a medicine man, shaman, can definitely possibly see them, as well as the evil they do. Now, what exactly is so bad about these things? Well, they're almost like the banshee of Irish folklore. If you hear them around or if you hear them crying out, it means your days are numbered. That's one. Number two, they seem to like the hearts of their victims. Very similar to how I think it was Spearfinger that I did a video on, how she liked the livers. This is kind of along those lines. But again, this is a very evil person. It's not just one supernatural being that is ancient and powerful. This is an individual with human greed, human desires, and darkness within them. And because of this, they torment their victims before finally ending their life. There are stories of them actually cutting the head of their victims, sometimes while they're asleep. And of course, as I said, they seem to prefer the sickly and the old, therefore, people who can't really fight back too much. And they seem to really love to take the hearts of their victims. Let me tell you right now, brother, I prefer my heart beating in my chest, okay? Just going to leave it at that. But I'm just going to say right here and now, these beings, again, it's obvious they practice dark forces. Not forces, but magic. It's obvious they practice very dark arts. And this is something I do know. Not of the practitioner of it, but I have a slight understanding where some don't. And that is very slight, okay? Leaving it at that. That's my disclaimer right there. But I do know, as I said many times, about the power of intent. These beings, you have to think about this. What possesses a person to do wicked things? Most likely they have a very human motive. Greed, for one, revenge, or maybe just sheer malice. Jealousy could be another one. There have been all kinds of stories about people who have serious magical knowledge being hired out, like mercenaries. It's something to really think on. To be honest, this is a fascinating one to me. I've always been fascinated about people who are trained or have the knowledge of shapeshifting. Do I believe that is a very real thing? You better bet your bottom I do. I do very firmly. Make no mistake on that. It is very possible for the body to somehow harness the soul, literally to manifest into the body itself, the flesh, and be able to take form. Do I think it's probably agonizing and painful? I can't tell you. I think it depends on the affliction or the intent of the practice. So I believe the Raven Mocker is a very feared, justifiably so, version of this. And why the hell would they seek to torment someone and seek their heart? Well, again, it's about sacrifice. Don't ever forget that. The power of sacrifice is a very real thing, especially in the dark arts. It's not like stupid Hollywood garbage, where you put out like Charm, for example. It's entertaining, or what was it, Charmed, The Craft, things like that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's late, so my mind is kind of tired right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and go for it anyway. These simply show like the glamorized versions of what magic really is and is not. I'm just going to leave it at this. Real such things which empower people, it requires a lot of sacrifice. I'm just telling you guys that now, whether it be good or for bad. And I believe that the Raven Mocker and other beings that have knowledge like this, again, skinwalkers, I kind of bring that up because it's the most commonly known. And I also believe such things can have negative effects on the soul. Think about the Wendigo, for example. That's a curse of hunger, supposedly. So again, it all boils down to the intent and the manifestation of it. Now, how do you handle a Raven Mocker? Well, supposedly someone of real strong medicine, which is indigenous for very powerful magic to counteract the evil which these things can do, is one thing. Another thing I would advise, if you're not of more pagan beliefs and you're of the faith, like most of my viewers are, myself, I always recommend prayer. And number one, try not to cross one of these things to start with. Just going to leave it at that. And if you have more problems, I'm going to tell you right now, these things will, it's kind of obvious, according to legend, they can and do kill you. So that's something you really have to take into account. That's something you really have to take into account. You have to have power in order to counteract power. That's just how it works. I just wanted to put this one out there because, again, I thought it was entertaining, but also, at the same time, it's something that is probably very real and fascinating to me. That doesn't mean I ever want to encounter one. Leave it at that. Now, with all that out of the way, I'm going to put something else out there. Vault of the Vault of Nightmares has lost a family member. Him and Lakea both need your prayers. Right now, they are going through a lot, and this death was completely unexpected. It came completely knocking everyone sideways. I'm just going to leave it at that. They need your prayers badly. They're going through a lot right now, and I'm just saying, they really, really need prayer. If you can help them financially, feel free to. You guys know, for the most part, Vault's PayPal, and not PayPal, but I think it might be PayPal or Cash App, one of the two. I would advise you guys, if you can, to try to help. There's going to be costs needed. There's going to be things needed for things to be carried out the way they're needing to be. So I just wanted to put that out there. Vault and Lakea really, really need your prayers right now and help. I just wanted to put that out there. And also, I'm going to be doing future work on some of my stuff. I'm not going to mention exactly what it is right now because I think that'd be kind of jinxing things. But I think you might like the finished result when it does come out. I just wanted to leave that out there. You guys know what I do. I'm the producer for Dark Waters and Sean Graham. I'm the producer for Dark Waters, his brand, as well as that of Sean Graham. Sean Graham has different types of individuals that call into his show, but he also has guests. It can be anything from a cryptid experience to a supernatural one. You guys know my email by now. It is wesvic@dogmancams.com. However, if you cannot reach me there, reach me at wesvic, WESVICK, 137 at gmail.com. You can also reach me there, or you can hit me up in the comments. You know who I am in Messenger on Facebook. Go ahead and hit me up. I also run a group called Certified Dogman Encounters. It's CERT, Dogman Encounters, but the Encounters part, the S is a Z. If you want to go ahead and have permission to post there and you want to get regular updates, hit me up there too. I will grant you permission. Just ask to join. I just wanted to leave that out there. You guys be blessed and you be safe.